So here's the thing. In order for you to take contagious action, you need to be awake. Remember a time when you drove home and you got into your parking spot or perhaps in your driveway and you started to think, you know what? I don't even remember part of that drive. I actually did that with the CN Tower, but that's a whole other story. And I missed it. But what I want to do is this. I want to make sure that you're awake. So what I invite you to do right now is you're going to nudge the person. Hang on now. You're going to nudge the person. You're not going to shake them. You're just going to nudge them. And you're going to say, look them eyeball to eyeball, and I want you to say, it's time to wake up. Okay? So what are you going to say? Oh, you're amazing. You had some sugar, didn't you? Okay, so I'm going to count as 3, 2, 1. You're going to nudge. Remember, nudge. Okay? We're not going to shake. We're just going to nudge like you're waking somebody up to go to school or perhaps to work. And you're going to say, it's time to wake up. But say it like you mean it, not like, it's time to wake up. Okay? So on 3, 2, 1. You know, it was okay. I wasn't convinced, but I think we can do that again. But use your outside voice. I forgot to put that in the instructions. So on 3, 2, 1. Oh, you make me proud. Great job, everybody. So again, as I was mentioning earlier to you, in order for us to take contagious action, we must be awake. And I honestly think, at least I can speak for myself, that there's times where I'm sleepwalking. Can you relate at all? Yeah. And in order to take that contagious action, we need to be awake. You know, I live not far from here, just a village just north of here called Columbus. Has anybody ever heard of it? At least 3 people. No, but a little bit more, maybe 5. No, I'm excited because, you know, truthfully, when we lived in Oshawa, I didn't know where Columbus was. So I get excited when other people do know. So on this particular hot July day, I'm standing at my neighbor's doorstep, and I'm just kind of doing one of these. Do I knock? Don't I knock? Do I knock? Don't I knock? I'm one of those people that sometimes has a hard time asking for help. Can anybody relate to that? Hands up. Oh, thank you. I'm not the only one. So no matter how small it is, it's a big deal. So I'm a work in progress, I admit. So I finally put my big girl pants on, and I decide I'm going for the plunge. So I knocked. And of course, I'm greeted by Bob and his big blue eyes. And he said, Cate, how you doing? What can I do for you? And I said, wow, Bob, it's not a good day. You know, Vic's working out west, that's my husband, and, you know, the lawnmower has completely gone, I don't know what's happening. I got a gang of people coming over this afternoon, and it's not working, and I don't know what to do. And I know you ran a very successful golf course, and I figured they might have lawnmowers on there. So I figured you probably could help out. Maybe you could take a look at it. Maybe it's just something small, or maybe it needs to go to lawnmower heaven. I don't know, but please help. So Bob, and of course, in his very short words, because he was a man of very few words, said, I'll be there in 20. It's like, yes. So I went back home. Busy in the kitchen. And all of a sudden I hear the lawnmower going, and I'm like, yes, it's the best day ever. He's fixed it. And as I make my way out to the backyard and I'm looking through the window, oh my gosh, here's Bob like this on a mission from God. He is going to actually mow our acre lot. And it was in the 80s. Did I mention that? The temperature was in the 80s, and well, so was he, as far as his age is concerned. So I went running right out, and I'm waving him down. I don't need this to happen, like him to die on my watch. So I'm running out and going, Bob, no. I didn't mean for you to mow the lawn. I just wanted you to look actually at the lawnmower to see if there was something wrong. No, I got this, he said. I got this. So I supervised for the next, of course, hour and a half, and ran out with water and all the things that I felt he needed, and he was my earth angel for that day. Doesn't it feel great when somebody just shows up for you? Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? You feel that sense of connection. Well, let me just get you kind of up to speed. You know, Bob's health has really deteriorated this past year, so much so that, in fact, he was house-ridden and sometimes bedridden, and his lovely wife, I think they were married 65 years, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That she was housebound with him. And I have to tell you, in our little village of Columbus, some pretty magical things happened. So I would observe different neighbors, you know, they'd be doing the lawn or the driveway, with, you know, snow blowing and making sure it was clean. And somebody else was dropping off treats, and somebody else it was dinners. And things just kind of magically happened, right? And as as I'm observing this, we thought, well, we need to pitch in too. We need to do our part. So my husband came with our 4-legged baby and had a visit, and another time I came by with banana bread just to cheer them up. Well, you know, Bob died this past summer. And his family, they know how to party. They had the most beautiful celebration of life for him, right in their very own backyard in Columbus. And it was beautiful. You know, we got to connect with neighbors and share stories with their family and their children. And of course, I got to speak to one of Bob's grandsons, and well, that's when I found out he doesn't actually fix anything. And it was so wonderful. It was so wonderful to be able to have that exchange. And as my husband and I were just arm in arm walking across the street after this beautiful experience and this connection that we had with our neighbors and their family, I shared with him just how my heart, kind of like what Noelle shared, because that's my favorite cartoon. Thank you so much. You know, it did. I felt like it grew. I really was so proud of our community in that moment. So proud of how these people came together during a very difficult time in Bob and Shirley's life. You know, and it made me think about really what is the heartbeat of our Columbus community. And safety was one thing, but it was so much more than safety. It was about acts of kindness. It was about supporting people, cheering for people. It was about love. So when you think of community, what do you think of? Really, there's so many communities, isn't there? It can be a sense of where people live. It can be your professional community. It can be your fitness community. Shirley, I know you're out there in the crowd. Yeah. It can be, you know, your nationality. It can be your church. It can be so many different things. But wouldn't you agree that what's happening in our day and age is that our social structures are starting to erode more than they ever have before? And we're craving connection. You would never know it though, right? Yeah, I'll be right with you. Yeah, you would never know it. But we're all inside craving that connection. We know that the human condition is such that, you know, we want to be needed, wanted, and loved. However, we want to feel a sense of belonging, right? We want to feel like somehow we matter. You know, I was so very fortunate. I had this wonderful, wonderful grandmother. Did anybody have a wonderful grandmother? Yeah. I'm going to do everything I can not to cry. Well, my Scottish grandmother was this really cool lady. You know, she always dressed well and took care of herself, and, you know, she always was about service. She taught me so much. But you know the biggest thing she taught me? She taught me about how to pay witness to another human being. So whenever you were in Nanny's, anywhere near Nanny, she would put whatever she was working on aside, because that became secondary. What became more important was you. And sometimes she said nothing. Sometimes it was how she cut the toast so you could dip it in the egg. All right, so I really did like that. But the point is this, what she did was, she let me know that I mattered, that I was loved. Isn't that what we all want? I mean, when you think about paying witness to somebody, what does that mean? I mean, for me, paying witness is like literally paying it forward. It's paying. It can be sometimes the dollar. It can sometimes be our time. It can sometimes be the words, like Denise said.